Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm standing in the woods. So what is complex PTSD? Like really, what is it? Complex PTSD is a disorder similar to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, only C-PTSD comes from repeated and prolonged trauma. The C stands for complex. My glasses are pushing on my eyelashes. Oftentimes, complex PTSD comes from an abusive childhood or from being in a natural disaster situation for a very long time. War-torn countries. If you are a person who has lived through a wartime experience, you probably have complex trauma. A common misconception about complex trauma is that you have to live in a situation like a war. You don't have to have it bad enough to have trauma. The thing that happened to you was bad enough all on its own. What makes it so complicated and like complex and difficult to explain to people is that, yeah, it was bad enough. And it didn't impact this person over here a certain way, but it did impact a person over here in a big way. And we haven't figured out exactly why that happens yet, but a big part of it is that the human brain, no two are the same. So if we both got into a car accident together at the age of 6, you might be fine, but I'm still physically and mentally feeling it years down the road, you know? Some of the more annoying symptoms of complex trauma are a heightened startle reflex, difficulty regulating your emotions, and just other PTSD symptoms, but it's a lot. Get out of here, mosquito. Difficulty expressing yourself and fitting in, difficulty articulating your emotions and processing them. Dissociation, that is a big one. I live in a dissociative state a lot of the time. Depersonalization or derealization, there are a couple of different kinds, and it's a lot to explain in one video. The short answer is, it feels like you're dreaming and your memories are a little messed up. Basically, your body is living in fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, the survival mode, because there is a perceived threat. Your body developed and your brain developed in a chaotic situation where your nervous system was always on and ready to fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, you know? There is no threat, but your body and your brain perceive a threat, so they're constantly fighting against it, if that makes sense. Something else about complex PTSD that isn't super fun is that it's really hard to explain to people, and it's kind of tough to understand. So if somebody tells you, I have complex PTSD, I have childhood trauma that I am recovering from, it may be really tough, but you must resist the urge to tell them, it's over now, it can't hurt you anymore, and offer all of your good advice. Because intentions are one thing, but trauma brain doesn't always compute intentions, it computes a threat. So you can understand, hopefully, how it's so difficult to live your day-to-day life with this condition. This weeping willow is hitting me in the face and my phone is playing music. But okay, so what is complex PTSD? What is it, Kalela? It is a disability / mental disorder that stems from other people making choices for you and being helpless. It's possible to live with this condition. It's just really difficult. And some days it's more of an annoyance than anything. Other days it is overwhelming to be alive. And I am no longer feeling suicidal. I have before in my life, but it's very easy to slip in and out of that if you don't know what's going on. Who I am as a person and my complex PTSD are two different entities that are being forced to operate under the same label and face, you know? So, what is complex PTSD? It's complex, and it makes you have unpleasant reactions to everyday things. You can get triggered and know mentally, this is fine, I am in the present. Nothing is going on, there is no threat. But your brain and body get triggered and think, we are there, it is happening again, and we need to fight it off. So no matter how much positivity you have thrown your way, no matter how much you alter your thinking, it's still hard. It's possible, and it's a lot of hard work, but it's worth it. Do I wish I didn't have complex PTSD? Absolutely. Yeah, I do. But it's my reality, and it's something I have to live with. So I can either be miserable about it and hold on to the pain and the hurt and the trauma of being raised by people who shouldn't have had children, or I can take my life into my own hands. And that's what I'm doing. That's what post-traumatic victory is for me personally. Seeing the disorder and accepting it as a part of my life, but not accepting it as the entirety of my life, and putting up a healthy boundary between my symptoms and who I actually am. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something in this video, let me know what it was down below. And if you have any questions, like why I'm standing with a tree on my head, I'm gonna go and be in the forest a little bit more, and I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today, and I'll see you very soon. What is my outro?